Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my Pick a Pile readings. And this will be September's Pick a Pile for love and romance. So, angel therapy for love and romance. And I just want to start out by sharing what my intention is for this themed reading. It is to support you in your healing journey towards love and romance. So it is for people who are in committed relationships and partnerships with a lover. And it's also for those who are single doing their healing work, working towards partnerships of love and romance with a partner. It is not a prediction reading. It is not a reading where I am going to tap into somebody else's energy, for example, and let you know what they're thinking, or what you should be doing. It really is to support you on this journey. Now, there are plenty of readers out there who are doing that, and that's perfectly fine. I just want to give you some insight in what to expect so you can decide if this is the type of reading that works for you or not. Now, I also, as a divine channel, see things in patterns when I work with clients, and we are in a 9-year cycle. It started in 2017 and it will go through 2025 of reintegrating the energy of true love back on the planet. That's what the theme of this 9-year cycle is that we're in. And so many earth angels are in a process of individualizing, separating from what I would say is toxic and unhealthy belief systems, patterns, way of doing things, and enhancing the individual of the self, the balance of the masculine and feminine within. And whether you're a man or a woman watching this, also in turn attracting a partner who is also in alignment. And in this type of reading, it's love. It's for a lover, a romantic relationship. It's not necessarily geared towards like friendships and stuff. There are other readings for that. So this is to kind of support you on that journey of what lessons are you learning in this love and romance vibe, what things should you be releasing, really to kind of support you on the journey of this growth and getting into more fulfilling, healing, deepening love relationships with your partner. And again, it's connected to those who are in relationships or not. They both can apply. That's my intention. And of course, whenever you're guided to watch this, it can resonate. The cards I'll be using are the Romance Angels Oracle cards, and also to expand on the message, Work Your Light Oracle cards. What the divine would like you to surrender as connected to love and romance, what lessons you're learning, and then finally an overall message of love. All right, so let me put these aside, and I am going to pick the cards on camera. We're going to kind of move through. The timestamps is in the description below if you don't want to watch. Sometimes if you're looking at which one should I choose? Sometimes when we're in that space, when you watch how the cards fly out, something else may draw you to a specific area. And we have to choose from the Fluorite, the Selenite, and the Rhodochrosite. So the Fluorite stone absorbs and neutralizes negative energy and stress. It increases the powers of concentration, self-confidence, and decision-making. Then you have the Selenite, which is a good luck and a protection stone, and it activates the crown chakra. So if you struggle in relationships is this the right thing? What do I need to know about this? Will open up your own connection to your heart chakra and your intuition, which is a direct connection to your heart. And then also we have the Rhodochrosite, and it's called the stone of the compassionate love. This is my favorite stone. I love this stone so much. And it brings true joy into one's life. it heals old wounds and supports unconditional love of the self and others. So you may be watching this and you're like, Gladys, I need it all. So again, taking what resonates. It's a general reading. So my prayer is that throughout whatever you choose, or if you watch the entire reading, that something will resonate with you as truth. If I'm in a reading and I go off in another direction, I may have shifted out of the vibration and the messages you need to hear, may have shifted into something else that somebody else needs to hear. So I am going to trust that you're going to take in what resonates. And if you're watching and you feel like these could be a message for somebody that you love, please share. I want to do these readings regularly, so subscribe and hit that notification bell. I don't always post a new reading on social media, so if you hit the notification bell, you'll get an email to let you know when I have uploaded a new video. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to open space by inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light. I'm also going to invite in the romance angels and the angels of love. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come forth be for the collective's best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, so let me start connecting my heart to the romance angels, the angels of love. What is the first message that you have for the fluorite pile? What do they most importantly to know? What's the most important thing fluorite needs to know? And selenite, what's the most important thing selenite needs to know about love? And Rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite, what's the love message Rhodochrosite needs to know? Okay. And work your light. What additional message do you have for the fluorite pile? And additional message. Love and romance for selenite. This is too many. Let's see. Keep getting groups and piles. All right. Let's go with this one. And additional message in love and romance for those that chose the Rhodochrosite. And those that chose the fluorite pile. What should they be surrendering into? And selenite. What is selenite pile? Surrender. And Rhodochrosite. What do they need to surrender? The rest are love and romance. And what lessons are those that chose the fluorite pile learning? What lessons are being learned? Fluorite. Selenite pile. What lessons being learned for those who chose the selenite pile? 2. And Rhodochrosite. I call this stone Rhody. What does those who chose Rhody's pile, what lessons are they learning? Okay. And finally, whispers of love. Final beautiful messages. Whispers of love pile. What's the most important thing Fluorite needs to know about? And most important message Selenite needs to know about love. And Rhodochrosite. All right, friends. So let's put these aside. Let me set you up here. All right, so giving you a minute, not even, a couple seconds to check in once again. Maybe you had an intention when you started, you followed me through, something's changed a little bit. No answer is wrong if you start it and it's not for you. It may be trusting your intuition that you can choose another pile. There is no right or wrong, it's not good or bad, it just is. All right. Fluorite, Selenite, Rhodochrosite. Let's put these aside. All right, for those of you that chose the Fluorite pile, welcome. And if you skipped ahead, I just want to reiterate that Fluorite is a great stone that absorbs and neutralizes negative energy and stress. It increases the powers of concentration, self-confidence, and decision making. So this is a great stone to sit with if you're being challenged in those areas, especially with regards to love and romance. So let's begin. The first card out. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So one of the messages that I'm already getting for this is maybe you've been in a space of, it's never going to happen for me. Where is that person? I keep getting it wrong. And so the Fluorite energy can help absorb those old programs of not enough and lack, and can actually increase the energy of concentration in a way that gives you positive energy to focus on and intentions. Because really, remember, manifesting is in the physical body. Manifesting, like true desires, is the feelings that you feel in your body, and you radiate that out. If you're in a place of like feeling despondent or feeling low vibrational or stuck because you've had bad experiences in the past, it's almost going to make you not want to take that chance. And it's also going to create more difficulties in relationships, in love and romance. So I feel like whether you're single or in a relationship right now, this is a message that's saying, take a moment and be aware of what your thoughts and your energy has been into either calling in love in your life or in your relationship. Maybe that person's never gonna change, or it's never gonna get better, right? This is the energy when you're in that feeling of like yuckiness. That's the vibration where you have to turn it back on yourself and be mindful, and then ask Creator or the Divine, or being open to the romance angels to show you another way. Now, this is not to self-criticize. This is not messages to blame yourself. It really is shining a light on what the universe wants you to observe so that you're empowered to shift it, right? I think the definition, what do they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if let's say you're a feminine energy and you're always on the hunt for a masculine energy, guess what's going to happen? You're going to attract those masculine energies that want to be hunted. And then what's going to happen is you're going to end up taking care of that person, problem solving, fixing. And so you really have to ask yourself, like, what is it that you desire in a relationship? Feminine energies, we are most lit up when we are feeling cherished, right? So how are you cherishing yourself? And again, this is if you're in a relationship or manifesting a relationship, how are you cherishing yourself? Masculine energies require to be lit up, respect respect, right? There's this respect energy. So if you're a masculine watching this, how are you respecting yourself? How are you saying yes to things and no to things? I can tell you the feminine energy can certainly be crafty. So if you're a masculine energy watching this energy and you keep attracting this feminine energy that pulls at you or needs from you, right, or requires or disrespects you, you got to kind of like ask yourself, okay, how do I shine a light on how am I respecting myself? Same thing with the feminine energy. How are you cherishing yourself? How are you in touch with your feelings and your emotions? And what are your continual thoughts? And again, it's just observation. It's not being critical. It's not picking at yourself. It's not bullying yourself. It's just observation. So I feel like this is important for those who are manifesting healthier dynamics of their love life. I'm also being drawn to her headscarf, and it's turquoise, and this is the Holy Spirit energy. I'm very drawn. I'm very attracted to this teal turquoise energy, and I feel like it's a message of the Holy Spirit, which is the divine feminine energy, and saying, invite me in, and I will show you. I will show you the essence of what feels good. Again, masculine or feminine energy, single or partnered up. I will show you, because even if you're in a partnership, your dynamics of your relationship is changing. What is not working is showing you part of what's shifting in the vibration. And we're all being asked to up level spiritually right now. So I feel like the Holy Spirit is also asking you to invite that energy, the Holy Spirit, the divine feminine energy, the goddess energy, whatever that vibration is for you, it's the feminine. And so additional messages. Interesting, we have Anna, grandmother, Anna, grandmother of Jesus. Amazing. It says, seeding the light, laying foundations, and the divine plan. This is perfect. Just talking about that feminine energy, right? That crone energy. This is, for me, it almost feels like the energy of wisdom. I feel like she's coming up to show you how to seed the light, how to plant the light in your brain, in your mind, in your vibration, so that you're attracting what is in your divine plan. How are you laying the foundation? If you're in a relationship right now and it just seems like this chase energy, it's triggering anxiety, it's triggering not enough, know that that person may not be meant to stay in your life. May or may not, but that energy that's in your life that's triggering all this stuff is here to teach you the work that you still have to do. And I know some of you are feeling like you're never going to get it. It's never going to happen. Again, stay optimistic about your love life. I know it can feel daunting when you're in it. I know it can feel almost like you're trapped in it and you're never going to learn, but just being open to support from the divine can shift things in miraculous ways. Now, I have to say, I don't share anything or teach about anything that I haven't experienced myself in a lot of ways. And I think that's just how the energy works, right? The Earth Angel Collective and light beings of the planet, we learn and then we teach, and then we learn more and then we teach, and we learn more and we teach. And so I'm not talking about anything I don't already know, and that I don't struggle with myself in some way. So I can tell you I'm much farther along than I was even a year ago. And so this is when I can surrender into the divine and nurturing and love and allow myself to receive and feel cherished by the sunshine, by flowers, by my friendships, and just even by my bed, even by my dog, and just being in receptor mode. This can change so much. And when you're in a place of vibration that feels good, say you have a connection with a friend, or you go out and have a really deep conversation with somebody, or you have an interaction with somebody that's a perfect stranger, loving yourself in the moment to say, God, bring me more of this in my life, or something even better. This feels good, more of this, or something even better. And she's helping you lay positive, healthy foundations. Remember, Jesus is the ultimate love energy. He taught love. It wasn't about separation. It wasn't about better or worse. It was about how do we get in touch with the essence of love within ourselves, and then we radiate out that to help humanity. This is the vibration of that we're in for the 9-year cycle. But again, you cannot do that if you're codependent. You can't do that if you're stuck in the 3D and going outside of yourself. Like, what more tell me what to do. Tell me how to fix this. Tell me how to save it. It really has to come from within, and that's that part of laying new foundations. So what the divine would like you to surrender Surrender into joy. I love it. We have negative thinking in this space. Surrender to joy. And if you've been following me, I've been talking about the color orange and the sacral chakra, and it is the essence of joy. And so this is what the universe wants you to feel. The universe wants you to feel uplifted and excited, happy and joyful. And remember, it has to start from within. Now I can tell you, I know that it's like, how do you get from this negative space to this? And again, it's opening up and saying, God, show me. And I think the abundance of the orange is just a reminder for me. It makes me giggle. It makes me laugh. I literally sit in my car and I'm like, orange car, orange truck. I was having a coffee meeting with a friend the other day, and we were laughing about the orange, and literally a big giant trailer, one of those trucks that carry like multiple cars, like a dealership trailer. So it was open, and the whole entire trailer was bright orange. And I'm like, who is a bright orange trailer that's going to drive by the window just as we're talking about it? That's what brings joy. When you're open to seeing the divine, when you're open to signs and flow, it lifts your vibration. And so the message here says a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. See, that's another word, savoring what feels good in your body. You've got to love yourself enough to pause, to appreciate it. And again, if you are stuck in feelings and you're suppressing in anger and bitter and resentment, and you are riddled with anxiety and fear, which is a very common thing for earth angels, all this stuff gets overshadowed, right? And so I encourage you to call in the divine and surrender into that energy and letting them show you. But when you do that, you have to be present in the moment to experience. So it says, indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. And so every time I see an orange car, I'm like, yes, more of that, or something even better. And you know, when the universe finds a way to reach you, when the universe and the God's energy is very masculine in a lot of ways because it's penetrative, right? When you're open to that power, you're receiving guidance. So masculine energy is penetrative, feminine energy is magnetic, right? Draws things to us. And so if you can think about the divine as a masculine energy, you're open to receiving, it's penetrating. So the divine, the masculine energy of God, creator, source, wants to penetrate you with joy. But if the crown chakra is blocked, if you're in this negative space, it doesn't matter how much is coming to you, you're going to find a negative experience in it. There's a lot of feminine energies out there that are pissed off, that are angry, that martyr energy. And again, understand that if you're in that space, it's a wonderful thing, because it's when we feel a degree of uncomfortableness or challenge and difficulty that we make changes, right? So don't see it as punishment, like you're never going to get it. See it as an opportunity that you're feeling it, and it sucks. And I can tell you, I know that it sucks so bad, but if it didn't suck, and excuse my language, that's how I can explain it. If it didn't suck, then you wouldn't make change. You know, you wouldn't ever do anything to better yourself. So there has to be some degree of pain a little bit, but to what degree? You know, when I just start to feel uncomfortable just a little bit and I'm so clued in and I see these patterns, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me pull back. This doesn't feel right. Let me create space. I go to other areas to create joy, and I manifest from this vibration. All right, so what lessons are you learning? Awesome. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind, right? So this is the manifesting energy. The universe wants you to use your natural gifts of your feelings to create. Imagine what it feels like, right? To be in a healthy partnership and teamwork. Now, the thing is, if you've never experienced that, it can be very difficult to even imagine. It can be very difficult to even believe that it can come to you. And I feel like the universe is saying that we're supporting you. It's interesting. So I'm picking up on, so I've got this turquoise teal color, which is the Holy Spirit energy that I interpret. We got it here, but we also got this ultraviolet color, which in a lot of ways is very feminine energy. And also too, it's the energy of the crown chakra, the top of the head. So I feel like for you, one of the big messages is here is like, we know you're struggling. We know you're challenged in these areas, and we're asking you to open up to receive from the divine. Now, if you're in a place where you're like, nope, I can do it, I can handle it, I've got to make it happen, you're on that hunt energy to force something to happen. And what's going to happen is you're going to hunt, and you're going to catch something that wants to be hunted, or weakness, or, and the beautiful thing is when you're in your feminine power, when you're in your feminine, for females that are watching this, when you're in your feminine power, it really lights up and inspires the healthy masculine. And when you're in your power, so how I see it, and of course I don't operate in the masculine, so this is just an observation of what I've experienced from receiving from beautiful masculine energy. When you're in your masculine energy, you have this incredible honor. You have this incredible stabilizing energy, this incredible way of absorbing the flow of the feminine emotions. You're an incredible problem solver. It's like the planner or problem solver, the deep thinker energy. That's what the feminine energies who are up-leveling are looking for. So, if you're a masculine watching this, there's plenty of low-hanging fruit out there. And again, I don't mean it as a judgment, because I definitely was low-hanging fruit for a long time. But the mass collective of earth angels have up-leveled, and feminine energies are requiring more of themselves, which also up-levels and requires more of the masculine, right? And again, if this is a 9-year cycle of reintegrating true love on the planet, it's about the individual of the self. So when the feminine comes in with her energy, it pushes the masculine to be better, and vice versa, right? When the masculine comes in, it kind of challenges the feminine to surrender into that energy, to be open to receiving other ways of doing things, or problem solving, or receiving the love and hugs. It's such a beautiful harmony. And I'm not talking about men and women, heterosexual partners. I'm also talking about the dynamics in even same-sex relationships usually have a masculine and a feminine vibration, right? And I can tell you, it just comes together so beautifully. Now, if those parts within you, there's holes and cracks and weaknesses where you're looking externally for somebody to support you and take care of you, or masculines, if you're looking for somebody outside of you to nurture you and get in touch with feelings, it's going to kind of feel wounded in a lot of ways. So I feel like the universe is saying, imagine what it'd be like, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Imagine, put that energy out there, that feeling energy, more of this or something even better. Masculine energies, go on the hunt. Masculine energies have been very submissive in a lot of ways, and have allowed the feminine energy to hunt. And then I don't understand why you're unfulfilled when you get together. So there's this part of masculine, like it's kind of like embracing your own power, seeing the incredible aspect and the amazing complement that you can be to the feminine energy. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. And when you imagine and know what that is, you call in a partner that will be all about joy, that will be lighthearted, that will be positive and optimistic. And the final message here from the Whispers of Love deck is show simple acts of kindness. I almost feel like I want to speak to the masculine too in this as well. When you hold a door for someone, or open a door for someone, you might get snapped at, you might get ignored, but it's also you showing up to say you're worth it. Simple acts of kindness, masculine. If you can let somebody in an intersection, or let somebody go at a stop sign. If you have patience and absorb the feminine emotions that are out of control and angry right now. This doesn't mean you have to accept it, setting your own boundaries. But it's those little acts of kindness. One of the things that, I was putting out there in my imagination was, I was saying, Creator, match me with a partner, match me with a masculine energy who understands the value of giving flowers, hugs, kindness, a listening ear, support, problem solving. And in turn, in my receptive energy, I've been doing my inner work on my own femininity and my appreciation and my love, and radiating that out in my divine connection, because that's also too what the masculine craves. So it's these simple acts of kindness, of listening to somebody, and again, regardless of what you get in return, it's just showing up. It says a simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. And so if you're in partnerships right now and you're a masculine watching this and you do beautiful things for your wife, or your girlfriend or your partner, when you do beautiful things for that feminine energy, she lights up and then she radiates that energy out in the world. And this is how God uses us as an example, right? God blesses us because of our ability to bless others, for our open heart, and vice versa. When you're a feminine energy and you're taking care of Mother Nature and you're taking care of your home and you're in a space of service and taking care of God's people, these small acts of kindness light those people up, and you'll be amazed at how the ripple effect goes out there. Gosh, I love this reading. So this is what I have to say for pile 1, or the fluorite pile. Beautiful. So if you feel like this can resonate with a loved one, feel free to share this. Let me know in the comments how it resonates. Or not, it's up to you. And thank you for watching. All right, for those of you who chose the selenite pile, welcome. And to reiterate, excuse me, the selenite stone is a stone of good luck and protection, and it activates the crown chakra, our connection to the divine. All right. So the romance angel, there were 2 here. The messages started off with finance and career. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, and you deserve love. You are lovable. Oh, I just want to sit in that for a moment. You are lovable. I'm getting the message of speaking to those at first who may have the not enough program. So you may also, and not only in relationships, be feeling lack, but you may also be feeling lack in your finances and your career. And so I would love you to explore how the not enough program is in your vibration. It's the lack vibration. So it says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. You know, the financial energy is very root chakra-esque, right? It's all about survival, support, stability in a lot of ways. And so I feel like the divine and the romance angels are asking you to sit with the energy that you are worthy and deserving of receiving money, receiving support, receiving love. Let me see. Good luck and protection is the selenite stone. So I feel like the divine is saying here that you are protective and we love you. If you're focused on, for example, lack, not enough, I would love you to encourage you to tap into your own intuition and your divine gifts. You could be operating from the mind. You could be operating from programs of this is what you do. You follow this step, this goal, this process, because this is what worked for somebody else. And this one's doing this and this one's doing that. I'm almost speaking to the parts of you that have gone outside of yourself and are feeling like you're not enough. So maybe you're watching influencers on social media and they're talking about 6 figures and blah, blah, blah. That breeds in a lot of way the lack within yourself and the feeling that you need to have that, and also to validate your business. And I can tell you, I don't have six figures yet. I am on my way to it, but regardless of whether I have that or not, I am so deeply fulfilled in my work that I can't not create that. But so for me, it's not a goal of mine. I'm certainly on my way, but it's not a goal of mine. Mine is, how do I serve? Because that is what my intuition, that's what I'm here on this planet for. How do I serve? And then what happens when I create more wealth, when I create more prosperity, when I create more financial security, I have a root chakra that's stable and balanced, and I can radiate that energy out even more. I can feel less drained. I can feel like I don't have to work as hard and as much, but also to share. And this is a lot of where this channel came from, and being able to create shifts in the way I was bringing in money, to be able to reach people on a broader level, to be able to reach people on a mass level. But I had to do a lot of work here first. If not, I would just feel like I was giving and nothing, I wasn't receiving anything back. So, and so I had to do a lot of inner work on this. You deserve love. Like, I deserve support. I deserve financial freedom. And so I really had to, it's because of the lack of finances that I had to take a look and say, why? Why does this keep happening? And honestly, I grew up with a single mother. I had that programming of lack and hustle, and you got to work 10 million jobs. And I had created that in my own life. And again, it was a subconscious thing. But when I became aware of it, I'm like, you know what? God is abundant. God is amazing. And so I did a lot of time of reflection and just listening to Creator and listening to the divine and being in the present moment and saying, okay, how is the universe showing me love? How is the universe trying to shift me towards financial security and love, that I'm saying, nope, I'm not enough. I don't deserve it. So I feel like we're shining a light on a program that you might not be aware of yet. So additional messages. Council of Light. I love it. It says divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. I feel like, you see these vibes right here? See all these people? I feel like they want to help you. And we cannot, cancel, delete. Let me see. We cannot create healthy financial security and love from the 3D or material world. Now, the reason why I say cancel, delete is there are people who do it by default. There are definitely people in this world who have created mass amounts of wealth by default, but it's so unhealthy in so many ways. So they abuse their power with it. They take advantage. They feel like they never have enough because they haven't really connected to this energy. So one of the messages I keep hearing for myself personally is slow and steady wins the race. So often I'm asked by new healers and new intuitives who are coming into the field, like, Gladys, I don't have any clients and it doesn't feel like it's working. What's your secret? And I laugh. I love that question. I'm like, I don't have a secret other than madness. And patience, and I have such a belief in the work that I do and the power of Creator and how he's working through me. I just keep showing up. There have been many times that I've wanted to quit. There are many times that I've doubted. There are many times that I was like, oh, this isn't working, or I can't keep doing this, or it's not fair. And because I have this knowing, this deep inner knowing, and this faith, I have this connection to this council of light. When I get into that place, I go right up and I ask Creator, show me. What am I learning from this? What do I need to know? Because it's all about giving and receiving. The more you grow and expand, the more of the inner work that you've got to do to shift, to support you when you get up higher, when you have this beautiful love and this amazing wealth that's coming in. This is your birthright right here. The Council of Light is coming in to say, this is your birthright and we want to support you in that, but you can't do it alone. If you're operating in the 3D, it'll be so dysfunctional in so many ways. And like I said, people do it, but it cannot sustain because it's a low vibration of light. And again, I don't want to judge. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but those of you who are watching this channel, and if you've listened to me up until this point, you are an earth angel and you're here to operate in a different way. God wants to bless you with his universal abundance. He wants to be able to provide for you to sustain so that you can shine your light in the world. So I feel like the Council of Light is coming in and saying, we want to support you. So we have like Mother Mary energy, we have Kuan Yin energy, we have Jesus energy, we have the Buddha energy. There's just so much in here. So I almost feel like this is saying, what do you believe in, right? So some of you may have difficulties with religion because of upbringing. So meet yourself where you're at. What Council of Light are you open to? Maybe it's universal energy. I don't want to force anything on you. I don't ever come from a religious background. It's more of like a spiritual. And I think I channel from all of these vibrations to appeal to a mass amount of people. So if you don't have a connection with this, I would suggest starting to understand what this connection is, seeing signs, asking them to show up for you, and being in flow and opening to receive. This is how you become lovable. This is how you become worthy of deserving. Like, I know in the depth of my being that I am a child of Creator. I'm a child of God, and I can't not succeed with this force working with me. But I also say I am succeeding right now in this present moment. Of course there's goals. Of course there's things I want to create. Of course there's more that I want. But I feel fulfilled and complete in this moment right now. Now, ask me in 2 hours and that may change because that's life, right? And that's honest and real, and so we have to keep working with this high vibrational energy to remind us that we are loved and that our infinite wealth can come from here. And so if you are in a relationship right now and think you're struggling because of money, this could be an opportunity for you to shift. Maybe the way you've been creating money, or maybe the way you've been operating, or the way you've been spending it or treating it might not be in alignment, and this is why you're not feeling lovable, maybe by the divine or your partner, or however that resonates. And so what they would like you to surrender. Interesting. Comparisons with other people. Yes, it says keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your strengths, attractiveness, and power. Again, this goes along with what I was saying about social media. It's easy for you to look at people and see how much they're achieving, how much they're accomplishing, how much followers they have, when to do things, when not to do things. But if you're doing it from the mental mind because you feel like that's what works for other people, it's going to be totally out of alignment and you're never really going to receive back what you expect into it. So I feel like that's that part of slow and steady. It constantly reminds me of the tortoise and the hare story, right? The tortoise stayed on his path. The tortoise stayed on his or her path, took one step at a time. And what happened is the hare got caught up, got distracted, right? Got confident in the ego. And what happened? The tortoise crossed the line and the hare lost. Even though, if you look at them, logic and reason would say, of course the hare would win, right? And so this is when you compare yourself to others, you go into that hare energy and you get distracted and off track. And then there are people who are like working diligently. A friend of mine posted recently a thing on social media, and it was a city of all apartment buildings, and it was all blue. And then one of the apartment buildings in this picture had a yellow light in one of the windows, and it was in relation to artists. And it was talked about how artists, when we're creative, we're up all night. And so when people say, "What's your secret?" I can say, I don't give up, and I'm in it, and I'm constantly meditating and praying and asking. But it's not from a place of desperation. It's not from a place of like on the hunt, like I need to make this happen. It comes from a place of I'm inspired right now and I feel amazing and I'm going to work on this and this is going to be fantastic. And I can tell you, I've had many, many, many nights that I was up till 2-3 in the morning, creating, designing, meditating, problem solving. And that is the true creator energy. That is the true entrepreneurial spirit. But when you're operating from this place of the divine, it becomes a passion. I think Steve Jobs talks about this often. As soon as you start comparing yourself, as soon as you look into somebody else's lane, you totally get distracted. And so the lessons on your journey that you're getting is judgment. This is a big thing in the astrology right now. And then, of course, freedom. So if you're in a space of especially with love and romance, if you're in a place of looking at what other people have, other people are having babies, other people are getting married, other people are doing all the fall things or the spring things if you're in another hemisphere, all the people, like, of course, everybody's documenting how great their family is and wonderful. And that's a beautiful thing. Thank you for doing that, because you're showing other people what their desires are and what to work towards. So there's this balance that's happening. But then there's also this low vibrational energy that, it could be the worst toxic relationship ever, but yet you see it on social media and it looks great. I mean, I certainly was in that very toxic, unhealthy relationship years ago. And of course, I documented it as everything is great and wonderful. And that energy can't sustain. And that's that part of, I was in my inauthentic self, and I struggled with this. I wasn't connected to this. I was comparing myself to what other people had and what I thought as a spiritual being I should have in a relationship. So I was creating it in that imaginative mind instead of being in the reality of it. And I can tell you, friends, that hit me hard, right? And then, of course, it created judgment of myself. The message here says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So you have to understand, maybe people have, like, let's say that family dynamic, but they may hate their jobs. They may hate where they're living. They may be really having a difficult time with family, right? So we're only judging on what we know and what we see. And so I feel like this energy is saying this is destroying and making you feel not enough. And so when you tap into the Council of Light, I feel like this is where you're headed. It says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. It starts with the self first. And again, I know it's hard to hear because I didn't want to work on myself. I just wanted the love. I just wanted the babies. I just wanted the family. I just wanted to, and I can tell you in this journey of inner work that I've been on, grateful to share it with you. I've learned that I had a lot of inner work to do. I had a lot of shifting. I still do. We do as spiritual beings. And anybody who tells you that they don't aren't evolving yet. So there's just always something. The more you want, the more things need to shift and change. And I think it's almost like I want to use the word massacre. This is massacring your spirit. It is destroying this beautiful vibration that you have within yourself. And it's creating more low vibrational energy of not enough and lack. And so the final message here, I love it. Romance. Yes, please. More of this or something even better. So the card says, it says, lavish the one that you love with your personal affection and attention. For a lot of you who are in relationships or partnerships and single, I feel like this is a message for yourself. How are you romancing yourself? How are you cherishing yourself? How are you respecting yourself? Whatever vibration you resonate with. And then you can in turn communicate that to your partner or communicate that with the universe and connect with the councils of light to radiate that out so that they can bring that energy to you. You create your own happiness. It says lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. Lavish. That is I love words. I'm such a word person and feeling through words. Lavish. And just how are you lavishing the one that you love, even yourself, right? How are you cherishing? How are you in receptor mode? It does also require a degree of patience. And, we live in a world that's very fast paced and we don't want to stop. We're always on the hunt and these goals, and it's good to have them. But, we've been so lopsided for so long. We're being asked to come back and sit in stillness instead of let go, let it be. If things aren't working right now, if there's something going on in your relationship or there's difficulties, leave it, let it be, leave it there, and then get busy doing the things that you want to do. Get busy doing the things that cherish you and fill you up. If you don't know, if you're not sure, focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Get more in touch with that. That is how you become a master creator. Wow, I love that. I think it's so funny when I channel, I talk really fast. So I apologize. Living in New England, we talk fast. So slow us down if you need to. That's how you know I'm dialed in, when I start talking fast. So anyway, that happens. So thank you so much for watching, my selenite friends, those who chose the selenite pile. If you feel like this could also resonate with someone you love, please share it with them. Like, subscribe as well. It just helps my channel reach more people. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. All right. For those of you who chose the Rhodochrosite pile, welcome. So Rhodochrosite, this is my favorite stone. I said this in the beginning. This invokes passion and love. I sleep with this stone. This is a stone that I sleep with. I want to say it's semi-rare. It's harder to find than like rose quartz or amethyst or clear quartz or something. But if you can get your hands on one of these stones, man. Now I'm a triple Cancer, so of course I love feelings, and this is definitely a stone that invokes that. So if you missed the beginning, again, this is called the stone of the compassionate love, or the compassionate. I'm sorry, this is called the stone of the compassionate heart. It brings true joy into one's life. It heals old wounds and supports the unconditional love of the self and others. Now, I love this stone. I can just feel the loving energy that comes from it. Okay, so even getting some of this and sitting with it or sleeping with it can invoke, and there's a lot of earth angels right now that are healing old wounds and ancestral stuff or generational stuff, like especially feminine energies. Feminine energies are clearing like their moms and their grandmoms' energy of self-sacrifice, and you have to serve and you have to beat your body to the ground and take care of everybody else, and it just breeds a ground of like bitterness and angry and unmet needs. The masculine energy has been in a space of clearing old wounds of that provide, protect, that everything is on your shoulders and that you can't have feelings and that you have to do it, and there's this masculine manipulative energy that's out there as well to capture that and control that feminine energy. So there's wounds in all ways. So even sitting with this can shine a light on those wounds and just naturally clear it. Of course, you can always call on Creator to work with those wounds. So the first message here is deception. Interesting. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Whew. And so we're in it. So deception. One of the clear messages that I'm getting right now is that some of you watching may be deceiving yourself. That's first and foremost. So it's really is easy to fall into the fantasy of what is. So this may be speaking to those who are in partnerships right now and you're not happy and you're anxious and you're feeling unfulfilled and you're angry. Maybe you have a partner who's not treating you well, not cherishing you. Or if you're a masculine, you have a partner right now that's not respecting you, and it's just really breeding lack and low self-esteem. And so I feel like this message right away is, how are you deceiving yourself? How are you in the fantasy of what it is that you want, and how are you ignoring what is? That is a very unhealthy pattern that I think a lot of us fall into, no matter what side you're on, masculine or feminine. And I feel like this is coming up right now for you to take a look. I want to say it too, because you may be deceiving yourself that a person is deceiving you. So you may be feeling in your intuition something's not right. Maybe you feel like somebody's doing something behind your back, and you're getting that feeling, but yet the person is saying no, but there's this feeling. Now, this is loaded. There's so much to this, and I can say we can also feel this deception when we're in our own wounded self, when our own wounded, anxious attachment styles. So if, you're in a very wounded and anxious attachment style, it doesn't matter how good a person is that's with you, you'll always feel that they're doing something. Where are you going? What are you doing? What's happening? I don't believe you. So when I say intuition may be telling you something's off and your body may be telling you, I'm not talking to those anxious attachment styles, because you can also, really the message is like, how are you deceiving yourself? How are you sabotaging? And again, it's just an observation. It's not for you to be critical. I just want to shine a light on what may be happening so that you can be aware of it. And once you know it and you're aware of it, you can shift it and change it. So your intuition may be saying something's not right, but you're ignoring it. And so you want to pull back and go within yourself and check and seeing, okay, is this an anxious thing? Is this me wanting to be possessive and controlling? And again, this can happen on both sides. Am I being deceived? And one of the most instrumental tools I use is Creator. And I ask him if I'm not sure about a situation, especially in a relationship, because I, as a triple Cancer, I love romance. I love, dressing up, going out, falling in love. That has been my past, and it really, speaking to the deception part, I deceive my own intuition and my own mechanism to ignore the red flags. And so, this is why I'm able to talk about this. I typically don't tend to talk about anything I don't already know or haven't experienced in my own way. That's part of me being a spiritual teacher. So I do share stories. I do open up. And I think that makes us all more human. And so when you're in this place of deception and you're going out, let's say you're manifesting love or going out and you're dating, the universe really wants you to be mindful of your own feelings into it. I know it's easy to get caught up in the head and do I have anything in my teeth? Do they like me? I really like this person. But, before you even go out on the date, you're already fantasizing. You've already married this person. You've already had children with this person. And of course, it can really be very deflating. So I guess my question is, how are you deceiving yourself? Or maybe there's red flags of deception that you're ignoring. And so again, one of the biggest things I say is, God, show me truth. Show me truth in this situation. Now I can tell you, when you ask God to show you truth, friends, you're going to get the truth. And I'm not going to lie, it might hit you hard. It might hurt, it may sting, but you have to understand God doesn't want to punish you. He doesn't want to make you sad. He doesn't want you to continue an unhealthy pattern, an unhealthy dynamic. Now, I am always cautioned. That's why I say that one of those biggest things I use is God and saying, show me truth. There are a lot of times I already know and I don't want to know the truth. So I can tell you, friends, when you sincerely open up to Creator and say, show me truth of this person, show me the truth of this situation, show me the truth of this experience, know that it will come to surface and it is up to you to absorb it, see it, and make adjustments based on that, based on the reality of it. So, we're already in it. So let's see, additional message. Get grounded. Yes. We were talking about the fantasies, right? Empaths, highly sensitives, and connect with nature. So this is speaking to empathic people, highly sensitive people. We can definitely get into the fantasy of things. Masculine and feminine energies. We can romance. We can fantasize. There are even masculine life coaches who coach in romance and love that will also tell you they've gotten caught up in oh my gosh, this is the woman of my dreams, this is my future wife, and she's gonna have my babies and my children, and you go out with them and you realize maybe they have no interest in any of that. Maybe they're so career focused that they're like, nope, not gonna happen. And so then it's so deflating and so draining. So for those of you who are single, I feel like I'm speaking to you, and I'm also speaking to those in partnership too, so give me a moment, I'll get back to that. But those that are single right now, I almost feel like they're saying, as you're in that space of dating, as you're in that space of going out, before you go out on a date, or when you meet somebody, or even if you're just talking online, maybe you're going back and forth, get grounded in your body, in your feeling, the feeling part of you, so that you're seeing the truth, right? Your body's going to tell you if you've got some masculine energy coming along, and they're telling you all the things, you're so beautiful and wow, you're just so gorgeous and blah, blah, blah. I mean, those are beautiful things to hear, but get grounded and ask yourself, too soon, too much too soon? Do they have an agenda? Now, again, it doesn't mean for you to be skeptical on everything, but get grounded in your body and just ask God to show you truth. You know, where is this person coming from? What kind of upbringing do they have? What's their background? Does this person even feel like it compares to the energy vibration that you're in your own goals? If you don't know these things, you're going to keep creating this deceptive energy and you feel like there's something wrong with you, and there's absolutely not anything. So get grounded. Those that are in partnerships right now, get grounded in expectations. For me, I almost feel like, those that are in the partnerships, it almost feels like high expectations, especially empathic, highly sensitive people, like you have to communicate. Like you have to, especially feminine energies to the masculine, because feminine energies, we change by just New England weather. What's good for me 10 minutes ago isn't necessarily good for me now. I could love something and hate something all in the same minute. So you've got to get grounded in your own body to know how you're feeling and what it is that you want and you need, so that you can express that. You can't keep showing up and saying, well, they should know. We've been together all these years. And then also masculine energy, you can't expect that the feminine energy isn't going to surprise you, isn't going to get emotional, isn't going to get, insane, because that's what feminine energy does, right? But there's just so many gifts to both sides. I want to speak to both here, in the single and the those that are in partnerships, and saying there's a lot of this going on. So how are you deceiving yourself? How are you putting unrealistic expectations on your partner when it's a mirror back of something that you could be working within yourself? As you get grounded in your body, as you get grounded in your feelings, and I can tell you those feelings are going to be raw. It's going to hurt. Getting the reality of a situation isn't always the easiest. When you ask God to show you truth, I can tell you it's going to hit you hard. I mean, I'm a feeling person, and I have to say, thank God for my support system. Thank God for my network. I pray that I could be that for you. If this is something that you feel like you're resonating and you'd like some more insight for your own journey, please reach out. All the information is in the description below. But getting back to what we're talking about here, connecting with nature can be a way to get grounded. Getting grounded in your physical body, and then, like I said, when you're in that space, you can actually look at the nature of the experience and say, okay, does this person have the capability? If you're with somebody who is, let's say, emotionally avoidant, or they're a non-intimate person, which is okay, and you keep expecting deep levels of intimacy, deep levels of conversation, and you're not getting that, you may be deceiving yourself. Now, that doesn't mean you have to end the relationship because they're not a deep person. How can you get to the depth of what it is that you want to experience? And then maybe you can experience that through a friendship. Maybe you can experience that through a class or a training or a group or something that can feed that part of you. But also, too, it can't be external. If you're craving depth in a relationship, if you're craving intimacy, you have to ask yourself, how are you receiving that for yourself? How are you receiving the depth and connection of the divine, of the spiritual energy that's all around you? And in turn, you radiate that energy out and call it in as the magnetic being that you are. What the universe wants you to surrender. Love it. Defensiveness. Some of you may be getting defensive now as I'm talking. And that's okay. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel what it feels like, and I want you to explore it deeper. Please don't run away from it. It says defensiveness is a sign of weakness. That's why I say it's not good or bad. It's an area to work on. If you can think about it from that perspective, it's shining a light on something to work on. And I have to say, the spiritual journey is not for the faint of heart. This is why a lot of people stay in unhealthy dynamics, because their life will have to change. And it's not always easy to walk that journey. But I can tell you, everybody will at some point, because we're divine beings on this planet having human experience. So like I said, you might as well get good with Creator and allow him to open the way so it's easier. That divine energy lessens the impact and speeds up the recovery process for you. It says to communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered, and hear someone out. then offer a clear, undefensive response. So those of you who are in partnerships right now, again, if you're in a place of depletion and you're expecting and demanding on your partner, it's just going to shut them down. They're going to feel like they're doing something wrong, or they're going to feel like they can never please you, right? And so if you have a problem or there's a situation that you're not happy, being able to communicate that from a neutral place is important. Remember, we're reintegrating the energy of true love back on the planet. It has to be the willingness and the knowing of the self, the individual part, and then loving yourself enough to be able to communicate these things. This lights me up. This makes me feel good. I love this. More of this. When you do this, or when you say this, I feel, or I feel this way when this happens. When you can explain in that way instead of attacking, because that person's going to go on the defense. So it's finding deeper levels of communication. Even those who are single and you're going out and you're dating, being able to communicate the type of person that you are. So I know I'm a very intimate person. I want to know people. I want to know how you think. I want to know how you breathe. I want to know everything about you. And that's the type of person that I am. Of course, it's not in an invasive way, but I'm curious. It helps me feel connected. Now, I know if I go on a relationship, and intimacy is not sexual, just sexual or physical. It's spiritual, it's mentally, it's emotional. How are you thinking? Where are you coming from? I want to know your goals. I want to know your hopes. I want to know your problems. I want to know your challenges. And I want to just experience that. And I get that from from friendships. I get that from, people that I work with, and that's a part, but I know that. And when somebody says, yeah, I'm not there, instead of getting defensive, I'm just like, okay, that's perfectly fine, right? I learned, I experienced, thank you so much. I truly appreciate. And then I can kind of move forward. That's that part of me not deceiving myself that I require a degree of intimacy because I'm very intimate within myself, right? I know myself on very deep levels. I know my shadows. I know my weaknesses. And to be able to express that is powerful. This is where you up level and you're no longer like low hanging fruit, right? Now you're up high and you're like the best. You're if you think about apples on the top of the tree are the crunchiest and they've gotten the most sunlight and they're just beautiful, right? There's no shade. It's just powerful, but it just requires a ladder. It requires a climb, right? And so a lot of the masculine and feminine energies are requiring partnerships that's a little more effort, a little more communication, a little more teamwork, a little more depth of love, but you'll be amazed on how powerful and how fulfilled and how healing it can be for the rest of the planet. So the lessons that you're learning right now is denial. Oh my gosh. Deception, defensiveness, denial. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So, masks, right? We see in this card, the masks. I started off with talking about the masks. I feel like this is a message for those of you who may or may not know you're wearing a mask. Maybe you're in a partnership and you're trying to be the perfect wife or girlfriend. Or maybe you're trying to be the perfect husband or the perfect boyfriend. And you're compromising your own needs. Like if you're in that, yes, whatever you want. And, sure, let's go here, let's go there. But that comes up where like, well, when I want something or I need something, it gets pushed away or it gets overlooked or it gets ignored. What are you in denial about? I feel like those of you who chose this stone or this pile, again, it's the stone of the compassionate heart. And so I feel like the universe is asking you to get the heart of the matter right now. Like it's this shadow work, it's this energy that you're looking at that's actually going to help you create the depth of love and intimacy and connection that your soul craves on a deeper level. And so finally, oh my gosh, the Whispers of Love message, it says honesty is essential. There's another mask. Friends, you cannot make this up. And there's an orange flower. There's orange here. We've got this orange and yellow energy. This is like solar plexus energy, which is your power or empowerment. This is also to sacral chakra, definitely sacral chakra, which is your joy. It's your pleasure. It says to be a loving person. It is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. If you're speaking to your partner who's a masculine and you're disrespecting and you're criticizing, or if you're disrespecting and you're negating and you're belittling, you're just going to annihilate that beautiful energy that the masculine carries. If you're a masculine and you're shaming and you're criticizing the feminine energy, or you're objectifying the feminine energy, whether you do it on the road, I can tell you, like, it starts in your regular life, and how you work with that opposite energy within yourself and others. And so it's how you show up. If you're doing that, you're only going to create more of that in your life. So now this doesn't mean let people walk all over you. This doesn't mean compromise your own values because you want to respect or you want to cherish the energy. You want to give your time and energy to people who are worthy and deserving of receiving it. And because they are worthy and deserving of sharing it with you, and you're worthy and deserving of receiving it. So honesty is essential. I feel like this reading is speaking to those out there who are ignoring the red flags, the masks. How are you wearing a mask? How are you pretending? We are ending a decade. 2019 is the end of a decade. This is coming up right now for those of you who chose this pile because you need to clear it out. We are going to be in a high vibrational manifesting energy come 2020, especially for the earth angels. Now, and again, if you're an astrologer, I don't really know a lot of astrology, but this could be going along right with what's going on with the planets. I'm not sure. If you're an astrologer or you're a tarot reader and you've been getting this, please share it in the comments. So remember, tarot, astrologer, oracle readers, we're all tapping into the same vibration, but we're using different ways to channel the energy. It's not good or bad, it's just different in what you resonate with. And so I feel like this, especially in this moment of time right now, is asking you to get honest, get real, and get raw about what's working and what's not working in life. What's your red flags? What is your shadow energy? And the sirens just went by, which is Archangel Michael. He'll help you move through fears and doubts. What are you in denial about? How can you start having these tough conversations to clear the air so that you can have depth of connection? Because that's what's shifting the vibration. The work that you're doing now, especially with yourself and in partnerships, I know it might feel like alone and isolating. And like I said, if you're looking at the masks that everybody else is wearing, it can make you feel like you're doing something wrong. But when you are able to really get into it and love somebody unconditionally, be curious and compassionate about their actions, when you can get into the depth of loving of other people and meeting them where they're at, it shifts the vibration of the collective. The work that you do, the work that I do, the work that everybody who's watching these videos does, it shifts the vibration on a grand whole. So I encourage you to do this work. I encourage you to reach out to the support and people who can really help you pinpoint or support you in pinpointing, like, what are these masks? How am I feeling unfilled? Yeah, everything's great right now and I should be happy, but I'm not. Take off the masks. You have an opportunity to reinforce your foundation right now. Any house that's built on sticks will collapse. Any house that's built on an unstable foundation or cheap brick and mortar, guess what? You're going to have a lot of problems when the heaviness gets built up. So those who are in a partnership right now, you're being asked to break it down. What's working, what's not working. Those of you who are single right now, ask God to show you truth of what you need to know and the type of vibrations that you're resonating with or calling in, if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Ask God to show you truth. What do you need to know to get into the space of what it is that you want? It's powerful. Honesty is essential. Man, this was great. All the readings were great. So, very, very good. All right, so let me close space here. So if you watched this reading and you feel like it could resonate with a friend or someone you love, please share these messages with them. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe. It's all helpful. All of it does is help more people see the channel and get the messages. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your donations. Thank you so much. And if you want to book a private reading with me, the information, or you want to just know about me, the information, more information is below. And so I want to close base by thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. All right, friends, thank you so much for watching. And remember, I love you. God loves you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.